Oh, hi VOD watchers! Welcome to VOD. Hello, 3 VOD watchers. It usually takes a while for people to come in and for the stream to get going, so. Just got off work, made yourself pizza bagel with leftover dough, hell yeah. I need to eat pizza soon. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've had the pizza. I'm always yawning whenever I stream. What's up with that? Barzoople? Is that a slur? Doing good, currently grinding to get a Miku skin. In Fortnite? Sick. Miku skin in Fortnite. Out of power for silver hours. Feels bad because of high winds. Get doxed. Built a Gundam the other day and took some pictures. Cool. I thought about getting into model making at one point. Is the rainbow complete now? Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, with number 10, the goon number 10, the rainbow's complete. Last stream? No. I took like, I just haven't felt like streaming recently. I was gonna do a vlog today, but then I realized I'd rather stream and talk to you guys than do a vlog. Model building is boring. It's fun if you have like stuff to watch. Yeah, the painting part is pretty creative as far as I know. There's like a model building game on Steam I was thinking about getting, but I don't know. I think it's more fun to like paint with brushes in real life than use digital kit. Going back and listening to my VODs and not my VODs but my vlogs and stuff, I realize I might be disabled. I either can talk really eloquently or I'm just stumbling over my words and saying tight beat for everything. It's the smoke from the fires up north? In Oklahoma? Because I know there's fire to the northeast? Like northeast Oklahoma? But I thought the winds tend to go from west to east, so it wouldn't be hitting us down here. Because of the jet stream or whatever. I'm not a meteorologist. I just my experience looking at meteorological reports during tornado season, where I'm fearing for my fucking life, is that it's west to east. The rainy season, yeah. That's why when I moved up to the northwest, like growing up in Texas, I loved thunderstorms, and so I thought going to Pacific Northwest would be like really good. But instead it was ass because it was just dreary rain instead of like thunderstorms. One of the reasons why I stopped streaming, or I didn't feel as motivated to stream, is the new setup I have with chat. I have a pain in the ass to set up every single time. I like having you guys battle against each other though. It's pretty funny. Shout out Niji Sanji, man. I still think I'd probably sell out if given the opportunity to join Niji Sanji or Hololive. No, I like my independence. I think it would just be a fun experience. I think it'd be fun to go, like, I think it'd be fun to do it for like a year or two. I don't think I'd say no to it if offered it. I don't think I'd try out ever again though. Or I tried out like 3 or 4 times. I just want to be part of the VTuber zeitgeist and be a disruptor. I want to disrupt the meta. I think that's like my new goal recently. I think that's what I've been trying to do. Yeah, imagine if I had been able to join Niji Sanji or Hololive. That'd been wild. I'm not normie enough. I'm just not normie enough, bro. Mainstream VTubers have gotten way too boring. Yeah, I mean it's all the same stuff. That's also why I don't watch VTubers really. The only VTuber I ever like drop in on because I'm excited to see them. Like when they're just chatting, I like watching Tobs. I like watching Tobs do just chatting. I like her quirkiness, it's fun. And I probably would be I'd probably be like literally a devout Senzawa follower. Because I'm brain broken and I have a lot of nostalgia for that time of the internet. But I think she's too good uphill at this point. I don't think she's ever coming back. She would literally break the internet if she came back as Senzawa though. Yeah, I can't stand Let's Plays. I don't know, it's weird. I guess I just don't care about. I mean, I'm not a big enough fan of any particular VTuber to watch their Let's Plays. Like, the only person who I ever watch do variety stuff is Moon Moon, and I don't even watch every variety thing he does. I just kind of check in every now and then. Bro, I need to get back to studying katakana. 01, that's you, right? You 01. Oh my god, is that you? I can't remember. I'm so out of practice with katakana. Kawaii. Kawaii. It me. No, you. No, it's the katakana symbol, you. It's the little hangman. Isn't that you? Is it you? I can't remember, bro. Oh my god, it's not in my brain. Technoblade's Minecraft videos because he made videos super engaging. Yeah. Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah, I had a lot of fun making the, yeah, it's you, okay, that's what I thought. I had a lot of fun making the pony video recently, the Gmod MLP video, but I knew it wasn't going to get a lot of views because just, you know, most people follow this channel for me ranting about things, not gaming and stuff. I was thinking about doing a second channel to start doing Gmod MLP stuff in the spirit of Miss Breezy. I mean, Gmod, people doing Gmod videos is like an oversaturated market. We weren't doing anything very new in that video. It was new to us. It was fun for us. Yeah, I had to do it on a separate channel. I don't think I'm gonna post any more Gmod videos on the channel. But yeah, I've been learning Japanese off and on for years. I was actually thinking about doing a rant video about that, where it's like, it's gonna be some kind of clickbait about how, like, you know, I spent 10 years learning Japanese and I only know the alphabet or something. But the point of the video is actually that it, you know, I still have been learning. Like, I haven't. It's been worth the journey. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I spent a long time and I haven't like had consistent growth as a Japanese learner. But it is still growth. Any growth is growth, you know. So even if you just chip away at it, it's. I mean, I've talked about this before, but you know, even if you just chip away at it, it's better than nothing. Gmod prop hunt videos, yeah. I just think goofing off in Gmod's fun. You do kind of have to, like, I think for videos you kind of have to set up. I don't know, I like Miss Breezy stuff a lot. If you guys don't know, Miss Breezy was a content creator who did My Little Pony Gmod videos, where she just played around with her friends, and she had like, it was like massively popular years ago, and then then she fell off. But then, you know, it wasn't consistent, her views, but I mean, she still got decent views. But I think she got burnt out doing it, so she stopped. Yeah, you definitely shouldn't force yourself to learn anything if you're stressing about it. You shouldn't force yourself to do anything if you're stressing about it. That's my belief. Do I listen to the Fugees? No, I think the only song I know about from the Fugees is that one song that was really popular back in the 90s. Yeah, the new YouTube progress has been really weird. I don't fully. It's strange getting used to. It's strange starting over. It's strange trying to build like a new fan base or extend my fan base off of a new YouTube channel. I think I'm going to easily hit like 100,000 subscribers in a year. You know, like I don't think it's going to be that hard at this rate. And the videos are like, on average, getting more views. It's relatively slow growth, and you know, you have to take into consideration people aren't going to be around there forever, so it's kind of like there's an evaporation that goes along with it. So I guess my point is, I just don't know. I don't know what happens long term. I don't know what it's going to look like. I've never done this before. Remember when you get 1 million subs? Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing is, like, that's what's going to. I think theoretically. This is the thing I'm interested in. Theoretically, there should come a point I have clout. I mean, I guess I could be in my own corner of the internet with millions of subscribers and viewers, or thousands of subscribers. Like, that happens for some people. Become Joe Rogan. Bro, I was there at Joe Rogan's first podcast, man. I was an OG Joe Rogan viewer. When there was just like only a few hundred people watching him during his first podcast. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. Make your voice deeper, and you gotta think. I want to try to start making my voice higher. You guys gonna get annoyed by me. I'm gonna anime girl my voice. He was already somewhat popular before his podcast. He was, so what happened was he went viral for a lot of different things. on the internet. Like you'd see a lot of Reddit posts about him and stuff, and Reddit was like one of the big, the big kind of like news aggregates at the time. So he just kind of did a podcast on a lark. I think he might have even been inspired by Tom Green, who was doing like that kind of stuff even before YouTube, I think. Yeah, and he was known as the guy who, like, there's a reality TV show called Fear Factor that he was the host for, and then he also had a bit part in a popular sitcom called News Radio. So, and he was like an okay popular comedian, but he wasn't big. Yeah, he played a dummy on News Radio, like literally I think a janitor who was just a doofus. Yeah, like the whole MMA thing didn't come till later. Fear Factor was so gross, bro. Man, I can't believe I fell for so much of that. I can't believe how much I fell for reality TV back in the day. I was a sucker for that shit. I used to watch the heck out of Survivor. Although I eventually quit because I was just so tired of. Once I became aware of how they edit the shows, where it's just like they just tease something like 20 times over. It's like half the content of Survivor was them actually doing things, and the other half was just teasing that they were about to do things. And I guess when you're watching it on TV and you're having to deal with commercials and stuff, you don't really notice it. When you don't have the commercials, you just start to realize just how much of it's filler and annoying. It's so annoying to watch. The WWE, even though it's staged. Okay, listen. Wrestling is something that I've grown to appreciate. Okay, I'll give you this. Wrestling is something I've grown to appreciate. Like when I was a kid, I thought it was stupid. Like I got into fights with my friend because he's like, "It's real." I'm like, "It's not real. It's fake." Yeah, wrestling is like theater. Now that I understand that wrestling is theater, I appreciate it. I can appreciate it. It's theater, but it's also like it's very capitalism. Like they're trying to sell things. But because wrestling is like it's like live. It's theater. It's live theater. They're not editing things. Like it's performance. So I respect that more than I respect like reality television or like Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is just. I've said this since the beginning with Mr. Beast, and this is kind of thing where it's like people don't understand because they didn't grow up with like game shows and reality shows. So what Mr. Beast did that was actually novel is he just brought reality TV and game shows to YouTube. So to me, it's not interesting because it's like I grew up with, decades and decades of like reality TV and game shows. So it's like, okay, he's just doing that thing. But for kids on YouTube who had never seen that stuff before, it was novel, so it was really exciting. So it's like people were very excited about that, and also because it's like wish fulfillment. It's like, oh my god, I could be the person who wins the thing. Like that's the whole like appeal to that kind of stuff. And he did target it to kids. That's the kind of like the more nefarious aspect to it. He was not doing his content to appeal to like middle America like Price is Right was, like Price is Right was all about you could win a car because it's all about middle America. But yeah, I appreciate wrestling. I actually do. I do appreciate wrestling a lot. Is it an American art form? I'm pretty sure it's pretty American too. It's like one of those American things. I mean, I know there's like forms of wrestling, but I think entertainment wrestling, like in the modern form at least, is very American. Yeah, especially the WWF and like all the characters they had back in the day was so much fun. What would a Mr. Beast Unsolved Mystery show look like? Do people even remember Unsolved Mysteries? I mean, there's plenty of like spooky, creepypasta content. You could probably do some kind of like America's Most Wanted type beat and like corner that market. Work hand in hand with the FBI and the State Department to like make shows about like actual criminals in America. That would probably actually pop off. I've never heard anything like that. Or like a modern day version of Cops. True crime has filled that niche, but I mean, true crime is, I guess, yeah, because there are true crime podcasts. But I don't know, man. Like, I mean, if any corporate execs are watching by any chance, if you made a thing like no, I'm talking about something where you work with the State Department. In other words, you get government funding behind this shit. You can get this like backed by the military and stuff. I'm not even joking. As like state propaganda for the U.S. A combination cop / America's Most Wanted show on YouTube would go hard. Like, it would go super hard. Yeah, I'm surprised that the US hasn't done that. I'm surprised there isn't something that's like that, especially in the modern age. Fucking Trump supporters would eat that shit up. Fuck, even liberals would eat that shit up, honestly. Maybe it's because it wouldn't fit, like, maybe it's because it would have to, it couldn't be live, it would obviously have to be edited. But maybe it's because so many people have cameras and stuff these days that it's like, if there was someone going around filming cops doing things, there'd be equally amount of people on the street also filming the same situations and just being like, no, that's not what happened. Like, I got the real footage here, you know? Guys, I don't watch normie shit anymore. I don't know. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about doing a video where I just like talk about how I just want to be saved from politics. Like, please smooth my brain. Like, please just smooth my brain. Take me to fantasy anime land. Free me from this. But then I was immediately just like, nah, I actually I like consuming. Like, dude, getting into learning more about world history has been super fun. Sometimes it's a little like it's a little much. Like today I went to this like extremely alt-right leaning conservative website called Odyssey, where they talk about like anti-Jewish conspiracies and shit, because this one artist from back in the day named Emily Yukis has a podcast there. She became a trad wife, and she was just talking about like every podcast she does is about anti-Jewish conspiracy shit. It's fucking crazy, bro. It was sad to see someone who was like such a unique artist back in the day go down that path, but apparently she'd always been that way. It just became more revealed over time. You know, no, she was always super, like, she was super racist even back in the day. Like, oh my god, she's always been. It's interesting because from what I understand, she's become more like emotionally stable over time, but her emotional stability has like landed her in anti-Jewish trad wife Nazi like territory. It's really wild. Yeah, I hope you guys on Twitch are enjoying your toy. What other things have you said? Yeah, go ham. Good luck finding out all the things that. Yeah, just start spamming keywords, Twitch, to see what you can make Streamlabs do. I mean, that's what I always worry about people who follow me, is that people are gonna like. That's why I made that video about things I'll be canceled for. Although I haven't even talked about like my old drama. I have talked a little bit about it. I've talked about it in on stream, but I mean, I ain't no hero. I'm flawed. I'm probably gonna give a hot take people aren't gonna like. Guys, are you new to Twitch? Do you not know how to fucking do commands? What are you doing? You're not even doing it right. There's a cooldown, by the way. It's not gonna do it. I don't know why the ads thing has less of a cooldown than other things, but god damn, there's no balls. I thought there was a balls one. There's no balls. No balls. Yeah, I think the internet. I think the fact that I don't think the fact that the world is still relatively as stable as it is, all things considered, I think it proves once and for all that like exposure to crazy shit isn't going to fucking make you like a bad person. People, especially conservatives, like to blame media for making people a certain way, but I don't think it's media that makes people a certain way. It's perceived societal pressure or actual societal pressure, you know? Because if it was just exposure to media, I think this entire like violence and like all of the things would be like skyrocketing right now because of games and because of our exposure to online media, and like would literally just be like absolutely unhinged. I don't think being exposed to weird art and beheadings and sex crimes and, you know, war crimes and you name it. You know what I mean? I don't think any of those. I think it's a little more complicated than that. What's up, Chubby Archive? Yeah, exactly, Dana. It's always an excuse to not go after the root causes. Like, I mean, it's the whole thing with trans people right now. Like, people are trying to use trans people as some kind of excuse to say the world is a certain way when we're a minority and we're not like a issue. It might even be a good thing, honestly, because like. It would suck to see someone stabbed to death in front of me in real life, but I think I'd be a little bit more prepared because I've seen it happen so many times online, you know? I would definitely be shocked that it was happening, but I wouldn't be like surprised by the nature of it, if that makes any sense. I'd be like, I think one of the funniest things about conservative talking points in particular is that everything is trauma. They'll talk about like, I think in general the idea, like I think trauma is real, obviously, but like there's also the idea of just being exposed to situations and being prepared and understanding like the reality of the world. I don't think it's wrong to understand things and be prepared for them, and I don't think being exposed to that, it's like it's better that you like, and I'm not saying it's like people should be exposed to traumatic situations, but just facing the reality like that, you know, violence happens, that people are insane, that like, you know, these things are very real. I don't think that makes you numb to them. I mean, I think having a not being prepared, like not having your mind prepared to understand those things makes you numb or makes you ignorant. So as I'm saying, like, you know, if you were raised in a way that like does not prepare you to understand the things you are seeing, then yes, like those things can be traumatic. With the right mind, you just understand, you know, that's just reality. Like it's just, you know, what we consider to be like stable and good can be interrupted by chaos. I don't know. Sorry, I know I'm talking very like vaguely, but sometimes it's hard for me to talk about things because I'm thinking about like, in my mind I'm thinking like I'm literally having like flashes of like dozens and dozens of different examples, and so I can't just sit there and like enumerate them. I have to fucking just talk in generalities. I mean, I think this is a choice between the parents and their children, obviously, and the communities and their children. As a child, I didn't have unrestricted I didn't have unrestricted access to the internet, but I did have unrestricted access to like sometimes movies, like late night movies and stuff. And I saw a lot of horror shit. I saw a lot of gore. I wasn't completely sheltered from like violence and sex and stuff. And my memory as a kid wasn't that it shocked me. It was just like, oh, this is something that exists. I think this idea that like, I think kids can process this stuff. I guess what I'm saying. They might not understand it, but I'm not saying it's gonna, like, in other words, violence and sex and all this stuff, I don't think is inherently traumatizing. And I think pretending like it is kind of like, is just being, like having violence and sex enacted onto you forcefully, like having anything enacted against you, right? Having anything enacted against your will to you that you're unprepared for is obviously like, that's traumatizing. Just witnessing things, I don't think, or like learning about things, I don't think is traumatizing. I think the way that conservative people, anyone who kind of like talks about how like, oh, think of the kids, or think of, you know, think of people, or think of whatever, I think it's God, there's a word for it. I can't not think of it. It's I can't think. Twitch, stop it! Stop spamming random things! Stop it! You're distracting the fuck out of me. I'm trying to think of my... Dishonest! Thank you, Nod Roger. I'm gonna time you out, Thigh Noblest. I'm okay with... Like, the joke's over. It's fun. I'm having a fucking conversation. Join in the conversation. Stop it. It was funny at first, but I'm trying to fucking talk, and you're just over there fucking writing such random shit. I literally told you have access to like over 500 emojis, and I'm okay with spam as long as it's like related to what we're talking to, but instead you guys are just fucking typing those random shit. You could be exploring the emojis and you're just typing random shit. By the way, this is one of the reasons why I love watching Hassan Piker so much, is because his interactions with chat makes me feel like I feel like I understand. I relate to him on a spiritual level, bro. his anger is like he's just trying to like have a conversation, and sometimes his chat's being super stupid. I'm just like, yeah, same buddy. Yeah, I at the end of the day though, when it comes to like regulating what kids can see, like I'm gonna regulate my community just because I want to vibe. If I had children, obviously like that would be between me and my kids, like how I raise them, and like I wouldn't want to put them in a situation where they were like, you know, gonna be traumatized or hurt. But I ain't having kids, so fuck that shit. So it's all hypothetical at that point. It's just I feel like I'm just talking about from my experiences. I don't know. It's one of the things that frustrates me hearing people talk about things online these days. Is just like so much of it is just hypothetical. It's like it's just people having like chasing demons and shit. Twitch chat, if you're bored and you want me to talk about something more fun or something, then fucking let's get a discussion going. I created an entire freaking channel about ranting just for this purpose, so that people would have the expectation that we're going to talk about things. I said you guys are like fucking 360 jorking. You know what really grinds my gears? Twitch chat and waking up to piss. I can't stand the second one. Maybe I haven't watched much anime, but what is an anime that confused you when you try to watch it? The one where that young man licked that girl's spit and then she had to give the boy her spit because he was lovesick. It didn't confuse me. It was just like, I was like, this is a sex fetish thing. I ain't gonna watch this. This isn't my fetish. I ain't watching this. You guys both wrote it at the same time. Bro, Night Demon and Chubby Archive both was like Mystery Girlfriend X at the same time. No, I'm not shaming. No. I mean, here's the thing. As someone who was here's the thing. As someone is a huge fan. As someone who is a huge fan of kissing and French kissing, it's just a bit much to see it that way. It felt too personal. It felt like I was on a porn site. It didn't feel like I was watching an anime. It gets interesting. Okay. It's a sweet love story if you can get past the spit stuff. I believe, well, this is what I'm beginning to understand watching anime, like more anime for the first time, like actually watching a diverse amount of anime. I'm beginning to realize they all have kind of like a weird premise, and then it's usually like pretty good. Like it's pretty like, I guess it's pretty tame at the end of the day. It just usually has some kind of like catch to it, you know? It's part of, I think it's part of like the marketing hook. I think one of the reasons why I don't watch a lot of anime right now is I don't have a comfy place to watch it. Like I literally live in a, she lives in a single bedroom apartment. Gundam is the most traumatic toy commercial. No, I don't read anymore, unfortunately. Oh, I found out for the first time that Transformers was actually just, I didn't realize that they rebranded toys, Japanese robot toys. I am not ever going, I will never watch Made in Abyss. Maybe one day out of curiosity I might watch it. It's, no. I've heard tale. No, I think I might be good. I think I might be fine. I've heard enough about it. I don't think I need to watch it. I might watch it out of curiosity. I don't know. But at the same time, just like, my first anime I ever watched was, Nausicaa. I watched the first bad import of Nausicaa when I was like 6. Like in like 86 or something. And then, so like, I can literally, because I haven't watched a lot of anime, I can literally tell you what I watched. It was Nausicaa when it was Warriors of the Wind, and then Ranma 1/2 and Bubblegum Crisis on VHS, and then Sailor Moon on TV. Those were literally like, that's how I watched anime. Oh, and then Serial Experiments Lane. I saw an episode at a university on a big screen projector in like 97, 98? I can't remember when it was. Maybe it was a little later than that. Whenever it first came out, I saw an import of it. Oh, I wanted to watch Gushing Over Magical Girls or something like that. I want to watch that. I've seen a lot of things about that on Reddit. Yeah, all my friends were into Dragon Ball Z growing up, and I hated it. Like in my teen years, that's what all my friends watched Dragon Ball Z. They were obsessed, and I was like, this is so boring. But yeah, as a kid, Nausicaa changed my life forever. And the crazy thing about it is, like, I'll make a video about this. I might make this one of my next videos, explaining about how, like, growing up with anime in the 80s and 90s, because I didn't even know what Nausicaa was called until like 2009 or 10, because even in the internet, like the early internet, you couldn't look up, like, as a kid I didn't have access to what that was. I didn't even know it was called Warriors of the Wind. I just had a vague memory of a scene from it that I had to look up on early Google. I literally had to wait for the internet evolve to get to the point where I could like even know what I saw when I was 6 years old, you know? It's crazy. That's what it was like growing up with anime, and then having that long period between seeing anime, being exposed to it in the 80s and 90s, and then finally having society catch up with the things that I loved. Like, I didn't even know that Final Fantasy was attached to Studio Ghibli films. I didn't realize there was a direct connection between those two things, even though I grew up loving Final Fantasy. Like, for all intents and purposes, I was a proto-weeb. I just didn't even know it. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't even know what shonen meant until, like, the past 2 years. I don't... A lot of you guys have grown up with anime as part of our culture, that you know things about anime that I don't know, because I didn't grow up with it as part of my culture, even though I did before you guys. Same thing happened with gaming. Like, I got back into gaming in a more hardcore way in like the 2010s, and I had to learn all kinds of things I didn't learn that people grew up with gaming learned about, like hitboxes and mouse DPI and stuff, like just like, you know, refresh rate on your monitor. Like, these are just things I didn't know, even though I grew up with gaming and had been a gamer long before most people. Like, I had to reintegrate into like the culture. You're unaware of the connection between Final Fantasy and Studio Ghibli? Bro, I'll give you one scene. I'll show you one scene. It should answer that question. If you want one scene that shows you the connection between Final Fantasy and Studio Ghibli, let me see. Nausicaa. There's got to be like hold on, Nausicaa. Chased. Vegeta ship. Oh. Listen to the music.
Quel magnifique amour.
Motherfucking chocobos, bitch! It's the motherfucking chocobos, and the music and everything, the whole aesthetic. Yeah, but here's the thing: is Nausicaa had a huge influence on Japanese culture in general. Studio Ghibli films are like huge in Japan, and it all just there's a whole thing between Studio Ghibli and Final Fantasy, especially early Final Fantasy. Wasn't Final Fantasy inspired by Dragon Quest? Oh my god, there's an entire series about how Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy had a lot of inspiration. But yeah, I just think there's also the airships, the fucking airships from Nausicaa. But I don't know. Sorry, I can't speak a lot on this because I don't know that I wish someone would make a video about it. I'm not organized enough and inspired enough to do it myself. But there are a lot of connections. I feel bad talking about it directly though, because like I'm not super educated on it, so I'm probably gonna speak poorly about it. Yeah, I mean, Final Fantasy obviously is a hodgepodge of different stuff, but you can't deny the influence from Nausicaa about it. But yeah, I sometimes my heart hurts because I think about how much of my life, how much of my life was lost to the fact that I didn't know all these things I loved were connected to Japan. Because if I had known that when I was about the Japanese connection between the things that I loved when I was like when I was 6 to 10, I think I would have already be living in Japan. Like I would have already learned the language and moved there. But I didn't. As an American, like growing up in the 80s and 90s, we weren't afforded that, education. Unfortunately, we had Transformers, and I remember that was from Japan. Yeah, exactly. Or like most of the stuff that was most of the animation was done by animation studios in Japan. Yeah, Japan was just Toyota cars and Sony music players, or the Japanese people were just like Japan was Japanese businessmen who came to America and were goofy and like very strict and bowed, and like you had to treat Japanese businessmen a very particular way. Like it's weird. We had a very weird look at Japanese people in the 80s and 90s. What world record are we attempting to become the most famous VTuber? Didn't Japan have the strongest economy in the 80s? I can't remember when it was. I know that they had a crash maybe in the 90s, so yeah, it might have been the 80s that they had the big. I don't know when it crashed. I just know that their economy crashed probably in the 90s. Yeah, it's one of the most embarrassing racist things that I have to admit. But when I was a kid and I saw all the Japanese names in my Nintendo games at the end, like when you beat a Nintendo game, you saw all these Japanese names, right? I thought those were just like low wage hired workers, in the same way that like people think of Mexicans as like low wage hired workers. Because I grew up in Texas in the 80s and 90s, so if I saw a foreign name on something, I just assumed they were just like low paid slave labor. Like, it's so stupid. I did not understand that those were actually the people who made the game. I legitimately thought that they were just like, I know it's the stupidest, most racist, crazy thing you can hear someone say, but I did not know better growing up. I know, bro. I'm telling you, it was different in the 80s and 90s. Games just happen, yeah. Because it's just weird, like, and this is one of those things I'd love to go back. If I could go back in time and ask myself as a kid, I would love to ask directly what I thought growing up. Because my vague memory is just, oh, these are foreign workers. but guys, I'm serious, because they didn't. I mean, I guess in Nintendo Power they talked about creators a little bit, but they did not hype up they didn't hype up game makers. Like, there was not the only Rockstar game maker I remember growing up hearing about was Lord British, the guy who made the Ultima series. Him and Chris Roberts, you know, they what was it, Origin Systems, that made Wing Commander and Ultima. That's also because I grew up in Texas, so like they were, you know, from Austin, Texas, so I heard about them a lot. But I think that was also just part of the gaming industry, because if I remember correctly, back in the day, game developers were not treated well. Do you know what I mean? They weren't treated like rock stars like they are now. Yeah, they didn't even show Miyamoto until Nintendo 64, exactly. Like, you guys don't understand, like, we didn't have gaming media, bro. We had Nintendo Power. I remember when the first Nintendo Power came out, like, there was not gaming media. We didn't have gaming media on TV. We didn't have magazines. We did not have any exposure to know that there's like this whole thing going on. I mean, true, Chubby, but what I'm saying is, like, back in the day, like, early Atari, I think that they didn't even... Oh yeah, because game developers weren't even allowed to get credit on their own video games. Like, I don't even think in the instruction booklet they said who made the game. It was this weird... Oh my god, Metroid being a girl. the whole thing with Samus Aran being a girl, that was such a funny thing back in the day. I remember when that was a controversy as a kid. It was like, it's a fucking girl! It's like, no, it isn't. Just a bunch of nerds making something they really wanted. Yeah. I do miss... This is why I love indie games so much, and I'm glad that it's still accessible for people to make video games on their own. Indie games can carry the tradition of just a bunch of nerds with their passion projects. I'm on speaker, try not to be too crazy. Cunt! I wanna fuck a cunt. I wanna suck a dick. Dripping wet dick. Dripping wet dick in my mouth. Oh my god. No, don't clip it. Try to move out a little, bro. Wait, so I know how old are you, bro? What the fuck? Anime or anime-like game? I don't know if I've ever played a game based on an anime. I mean, technically speaking, I played, there's this really popular anime and Japanese game based on an anime called, like, Spirit of the Ninja or something for Super Nintendo that I played, but I didn't even know it was that popular. It was just kind of a fun game, but rather annoying. I come to find out later it's like based on a super popular anime. Oh yeah, I never trust anyone in my chat who says they're 18. Or who says they're 20. I mean, it depends on how they're acting. I don't think Thino's been acting too weird, but the fact they said their mother could hear it and was worried about it. I don't know, 2007 still feels like a million years away from me. It's weird that 2018 is slowly beginning to feel like a long time ago. I was born in the early 90s. Yeah, I was born in 1980, which used to not feel old. But we're well past that point, bro. Yeah, I understand I'm ancient now. I get it. I turn to dust every day. Another part of my body turns to dust and falls apart. Just falls off. I've lost my pinky toes because my parents are nearly 80 years old, and I know what they consume. It would be very rare for someone at that age to be consuming this kind of content. I'm not a hag. I hate it. I hate it. I don't want to be perceived as a hag. God damn it. The association with hags is always like mommy VTubers, and I'm not a mommy VTuber. 80-year-olds consuming the 80-year-olds consume VTubers to stay young. It's a VTuber thing. VTuber fans call old people who are VTubers, they call them hags. And by the way, by old they mean like 30 years old. It is what it is. I'm not gonna be mad about people calling me a hag, but I don't want to be perceived as a fucking mommy. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind the fact that I'm old. I have wisdom to share. It pleases me that people perceive me as being in my 20s because I don't want to ever be old. Like, I don't want to ever be like a curmudgeon, if you know what I mean. Like, it's one thing to have wisdom, it's another thing to be hardened by the years and then be a curmudgeon. Call me a hag, but don't call me a curmudgeon. I think the other thing about VTubers is like it's a part of anime culture, and anime culture is, like I told you guys, I had a head start on it, right? Like, if I didn't grow up with Nausicaa, if I didn't grow up with access to the few bits of anime that I grew up with, I might not be a part of this culture, but I grew up with that, so it's like I was ahead of the curve. I just didn't know. I didn't have. If I grew up in a city with a better education, you know, I probably wouldn't even be a VTuber. I'd probably be part of. I would not be surprised, honestly, if I would be making anime right now. If I had grown up, if I had given the opportunity to actually like. Because as a child, I loved drawing and I loved making music. I might have even been into Japanese game development. I've probably been part of a gaming studio or yeah, doing manga or something. You know what I mean? Like, it would have been very different. I'm 45 and like into this. Like, I feel at home here. I'm comfy. I think most older people they weren't exposed to it, I guess is my point. Wait, I just realized that means, yeah, I'm like I wear the moniker of elder weeb with pride. You know, I am an elder weeb, and that's okay. I feel like we might even be close to like another Gamergate moment with anime and VTubing as more like trans and queer people enter the scene. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing more conflict. It's already happening. There's some drama on Twitter that's going on right now. There's a Gamer Sups sponsored content creator who's like very transphobic. And there's trans people who are trying to like, you know, fight against it and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if we're about to hit a Gamergate moment with VTubing. Gamergate 2 already started. Now I guess I just mean like, in the sense that Gamergate kind of happened because a lot of like, it's that moment that, you know, cishet white people realize, oh my god, there's other people who want a game? That's crazy. And it's the same kind of thing with VTubers. It's like, wait a second, there's a diversity in VTubers? Oh no. Even though it's kind of been going on for a while, I just think it might reach a political head soon. What the fuck is Gamergate? Oh my god, I can't, This is my 1,000-yard stare, guys. I can't. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's just a lot. I just want to play games, bro. Too much lore, yeah. That's too much lore, bro. That's too much lore. I was there, bro. Oh no. But real talk. Cause I got on Twitter, and you know I have a Twitter account for Ranting Mouse, and I've been following a bunch of VTubers, which is why I'm like privy to this drama. And there's this one trans VTuber like named Nyara, who I made that recent video about. She's very much just like not putting herself in the middle of things, but I mean, yeah, she does. She kicks the hornet's nest a lot. All of a sudden, I'm seeing people from Gamergate who are still on Twitter, still being, you know, anti-woke, whatever. Like, I'm seeing names I remember from the Gamergate days, and I'm just like, oh, Neil, they're still around, bro. All it's gonna take for me is to say one wrong thing, I'm just wondering if it's gonna happen. I'm wondering if there's gonna be that one moment where it's weird how many people from Gamergate are still around doing things. Like, I forget. I thought they just kind of like vanished, but so many of them got into the alt-right. Like Sargon of Akkad, bro. That guy went into politics, bro. Like, what the fuck? I feel like I'm one of the few people who actually saw it from a truly like neutral standpoint. Like, I actually know like the real story behind Gamergate. It's so, both sides are so fucking biased about telling the story of Gamergate, but I lived through it and understand like the reality behind it. How long do you think it'll take before Rev tries to put me on blast? I don't think Rev would, because if Rev watched the video I made and got upset, I'd be really surprised, because I didn't attack him. Like, I mean, I did call him a slop tuber, but I don't think that's unfair to say. He literally is a slop tuber. He's a drama VTuber. Like, I mean, it would be yeah, dishonest for him to say otherwise. No, I've been waiting for years actually for someone to drop a lolcow video about me, because if anyone goes through the QE Farms thread and tries to use that to create content, because there's so many lies there, like it would be an easy video, because that thread's been going for so fucking long. It's never happened. I'm waiting for it to happen. I just assume it's gonna happen eventually. Thankfully, I've grown up enough that I know how to deal with drama online. What did I do to get a thread? Well, it was my fault, because I started it. Ironically enough, I went to QE Farms to say hi to people and confront drama, and instead I built my own grave. You see why? Because I used to be a fucking antagonistic shitlord moron, that's why. Cool, I have a thread. It's not cool, it's awful, man. Stalker sites are trash. The call is coming from inside the house. No, guys, I used to be a fucking insane shitlord, bro. I used to be addicted to starting drama on Twitter. Like, I was one of those people on Twitter who started shit. Like, I was a notorious shit stirrer. Yeah, I posted on QE Farms. That was your first mistake. Yeah, exactly. I thought I could reason with insane people. Guys, I'm so different, bro. Like, you don't understand. Like, it's so easy. Like, if I wanted to be like, I cannot stress this enough. Like, it's a superpower. I know how to piss people off. It's real easy. Like, it is really easy to stir shit. Like, this is why like, when I was doing it because, like, it was like an addiction. Like, it was straight up dopamine hit. You know, it was like, you go online and you shit stir. It made me feel important. It made me feel powerful. It gave me a little high. People used to love watching me like stir shit on Twitter. That's why I was central to Gamergate in the very beginning, because I was one of the people who folks would follow because they love me stirring shit. They love me see me stirring the pot. But this is why I look at people now who are involved with that kind of stuff, and I know they're either doing it for two reasons. One, or three reasons. One, because they're just a sociopath. Two, because they're addicted to the attention. Or three, because of money. Money is the new one. Yeah, looking at Twitter, a lot of the VTuber drama that's happening on Twitter now, it's just seeing the threads. It's like a flashback to the culture I used to be a part of, which is just shit posting, shit stirring. Gamergate was an anti-women gaming campaign? No. On one level it was, but on the other, it was genuinely, it was so, yeah, in the beginning Gamergate was legitimately about, it was actually about ethics in video games journalism, but it was also about harassing women. It was both things, and people won't accept that this was two things that happened at the same time. It was a confluence of two things. A third party was involved that just completely was like taking it. It was so many things all at once. Calling it an anti-women gaming campaign is so stupid, because that was part of it, but there was a large part of it that genuinely was about ethics, bro. It genuinely was about ethics, man. And the part they don't talk about is that there was a subsect of Gamergate in which people were fighting against these like feminist grifters, bro. Like feminist grifters are a thing. White women coming into a space and trying to make money off of feminism is a real thing. And that was part of what happened with Gamergate. No one talks about it. I'm sorry, Anita Sarkeesian had like, she had good points, but at the end of the day, she was a fucking grifter. Like, fuck! It's so infuriating, bro! Even now, like fucking, what is it, 20 years later? 10, how long ago? 10 years later? Man, it feels like it was 20 years ago. I'm sorry, Anita Sarkeesian is a fucking grifter! I'll say it once, I've said it a bajillion times. She was no, it's 10 years ago. It's just a little over 10 years, or it's a little over 10 years ago. She was a fucking grifter, man. She was a grifter, and there was a bunch of other women in the gaming industry at the time who were fucking grifters. I'm sorry, it's true. So if you fought against if you fought against grifting women, like you were just seen as part of the right. Yeah. Like Anita Sarkeesian literally was a propagandist, and it was all towards her own benefit at the end of the day. It's just liberal shit, man. I mean, this is one of the reasons why, once again, I really appreciate someone like Hassan, because he's currently living in the modern era, the leftist hell of being someone who's like trying to fight for like good things in the world, while like skirting that line between like things that people consider to be like, you know, like people consider him to be anti-Semite and stuff, but he's like not. It's the same type B. Like, people thought I was anti-feminist. I was anti-feminist at the time because I didn't know any better. I didn't know what else to call it. I didn't know, like, there was other words for it. I didn't have the language of a far left leftist back in the day. Now, I respect that Hassan might be too much for some people. It's fine. I just bring him up as to me, he's an inspiration because it's an example of how, I thought Hassan was right-leaning because he talked about how much he hated liberals. I didn't understand that there was like a left side that hated liberals. I didn't understand that there was people who hated liberals. I didn't understand the concept of something that was beyond the left, but beyond liberals. To me, liberals were left. So, like, for instance, fighting against like white feminism, I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know that was a concept. I didn't know that was a grift that had been going on since the dawn of time. And if I had known that back when Gamergate was happening, I could have called out Anita and all the fucking, you know, white rad lib femmes for what they were as a leftist, but I didn't have that language, so I unfortunately got wrapped up with the right-leaning people at the time. But yeah, sorry, Gamergate. Oh man, it feels good to just sit here and say in this year, our Lord 2025, as a leftist, that Anita Sarkeesian was a rad lib white. I know she isn't white, but she's white passing or whatever. White grifting feminist. I think, guys, I think Goon 10 has been a success. I think this has been a good stream. Is it over? Probably soon. Yeah, I like the shorter streams. It's fun. No. I thought about doing a Minecraft stream because I do like to do Minecraft and chill, but I like talking to you guys too much, and I like chatting. That's still my favorite thing. I'm sticking with that, man. At the end of the day, I like the chat interaction. Still my favorite thing as a streamer. At the end of it all, and I don't really feel like gaming. It fits that. Also, just like low key, I just don't want to be a VTuber who does normal VTuber stuff. I'd rather be known as the yapping VTuber who talks about all kinds of shit than instead of someone who's just like, well, guys, it's time to play Repo with my fucking 5 friends. I'm gonna go relax. I'm gonna eat food and game. I might do some work too. One random centipede. Thank you for 2 months. Thank you. Oh, YouTube. Get ready for another bargain bin horror game. YouTube's gonna have super chat soon. I guess members, maybe. We're about to hit the thing where you guys can give me money if you want. I'll probably just have the same emotes and stuff that Twitch has. I might eat some cheese, maybe. Actually, yeah, I will. I have mac and cheese. No. I'm probably gonna eat my chicken and kale. Open a community Minecraft server? Absolutely not, bro. That being said, I need my friends on my fucking friend server. They don't even play. Yeah, Blindy is one of those people. I always talk about this, how I'm not friends with people under the age of 25. Blindy was during that era in VR chat where I was like, okay, hang out with kids as long as they weren't being weird. How old are you now? Should I call you Kona? God, it's so weird calling you Kona. Okay, Kona. How old are you now? Their name is literally mischievous. That's true. Talk to yourself right now. How old are you now? You're 19? I don't know, man. I know you're more an adult now than when I first knew you, but I'll consider it, Blindy. Give me some time. Sorry, Kona. Give me some time to think about it. All right, I love you guys. I love you. I love you. I'm saying goodbye. Bye. 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 Bye.